back to the D2D Real Estate Show. Let's talk about the choice of a brokerage, why that's so important.
It is a huge choice. So I meet with a lot of people on a weekly basis that are trying to figure out what brokerage to go to and what's most important. As they're in real estate school or graduating from real estate school, they get hounded by countless real estate companies. And it's crazy how confused they are. So I'm sure all of us have been there and trying to make that decision. It's funny because most people that are looking into real estate are going to real estate school. In fact, I had a guy the other day that I do coaching with, and he looked at me and goes, Duane, all you real estate agents make so much money. And they feel like all they have to do is just get a real estate license and the money just flows in. But there's so much behind it.
As if you didn't have to do anything about that, right? It just...
Right. It's crazy market. I mean, you should be making a ton of money, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But one thing I've found is the average real estate agent sells about 5 homes a year. And there's a reason behind that. So there's a lot of companies out there, real estate brokerages that are big for a reason. They've got a lot of agents. They've been around for a while, and they pull people in by the hundreds. Most real estate brokerages are pulling in 30 to 40 people a month. And the big catch that people don't realize is so important is who's going to be training them. Because these big box stores, they have trainers that they pay hourly. And they're selling 3 to 5 homes a year. So if you're learning from someone that sells 3 to 5 homes a year, that's exactly what you're going to sell. The other thing that they do is they preach hard on friends and family. Now, Craig, I'm going to ask you a question. If you were wanting to sell your house and your niece or your nephew just got their real estate license and you knew they were brand new, would you trust them to sell the most expensive thing you're ever going to sell in your life and buy?
Heck no.
Why?
No, and that's capital H, capital E, capital C, capital K. No.
Why?
Yeah, right. I mean, it's my nest egg, right? I mean, if that's it is my biggest asset, the home I've got. And how can I trust that to someone that's brand new and trying to sell something?
So I remember when I first started, that was the first thing they said is, hey, get a list of 200 to 300 people that you know, friends and family, and I want you to call them every month and ask them if they thought about selling their house or if they know anybody that has. And that's how a lot of these big box stores do their training. Blows me away. And the reason they do that is because they take a big split off their sales. And so if they can get them to sell 3 homes a year and they're taking a 30% commission split, they're making $15,000 to $20,000 off each one of these agents. Now, when you break down the commissions, if they're making $45,000 a year and off 3 sales, and these box stores are taking 30% of that, these guys are only making about $30,000.
So in other words, what you're saying is these box stores they're incentivized. The way they've created their own commission structure internally is they really just need to hit that 4 or 5 sale mark, and then the box stores super, super happy.
Oh yeah, if they sell 2, they're super happy. I mean, you think about it. If you're recruiting 40 to 50 people in a month and you're making $10,000 off each one of those agents, how much money are you making? You're crushing it.
And that doesn't even count monthly fees that they're charging.
Correct. And that's all they care about. It's a revolving door. You come in, you come out, and we made a bunch of money on you. Thank you for coming. We're going to bring in the next batch.
So their system is really designed to help you hit 3 to 5 deals a year. So if you really want that, go to that type of system because they'll hit that number, 3 to 5 deals a year.
Right.
And when you're telling me like, okay, friends and family, because you're right. I mean, how many times can you really call your friends or family?
It's true.
And how many contacts do you need to make a lot of money in real estate? And if it's, X number of contacts a week, you're going to get through your friends and family in 2 weeks.
Well, and then what do? They sit on their computers. They're at work because they don't want their spouse to think they're not working. And they're twiddling their thumbs or trying to figure out how to make this business work.
Maybe surfing Facebook.
They could. But they're working, right?
Yeah, well, they're at the office.
Working.
If you're at the office, you're working.
That's right. That's very true.
Yeah, right? Okay, so Duane, you started your real estate career at a big box store, right?
I did, yep.
Okay, so how did you break through that system that's designed to help you sell 3 to 5 a year?
It's funny because I remember them telling me that, and I was like, I am not going to call my friends and family. I do not want to make this feel like an MLM where I have to network through friends and family to be able to get a deal. So I went out and started door knocking and was able to sell 10 my first month. But you can't network through your people and have them want to answer the phone to you if you're constantly reaching out because you need something. After the first 2 or 3 calls, you're going to be like, I'm not answering Duane's call. He's going to ask me if I know if somebody wants to sell a house or if I'm ready to change my mind and ready to sell a house right now. And it's just, I don't want to answer his call.
Especially if it's a relative you haven't talked to for like a year that you don't naturally talk to anyway, and just
It's
out of
awkward.
the blue, wow, why in the heck is my cousin calling me? I haven't talked to him for like a year.
Right. He must need something.
Yeah, he's not calling me because he likes me. He wants something from me.
It's very true. So one of the other cool things that we've done that helps with this, but you've got to lead forward with value. Craig, talk to me about some of the events that we've thrown here in the brokerage.
Yeah, so movie events. I mean, that's something that a lot of some brokerages do, but we've got a really cool event going on tomorrow night where we've rented out an aquatic center. We have over 700 people signed up for this event.
It's amazing.
And they're coming purely for us, it's just we are expressing gratitude to them. We're not even going to talk about real estate tomorrow night at that. But we're going to have over 700 people show up and have a ton of fun.
So how often are you doing events?
Every month.
And so you're reaching out just saying, hey, this is Craig with Prime Real Estate Experts, and we are wanting to offer a free service to you guys this month.
Yeah, client appreciation event. We are so grateful for our relationship and our friendship. It goes way deeper than any kind of monetary transaction. We are friends with you.
Did they answer the phone?
They answer the phone, they answer the text, whatever it is, the communications, yeah, and they come. And they're grateful for it. And we don't talk about real estate. We don't need to talk about real estate. They already know I'm a real estate agent. It's about just maintaining that face-to-face relationship and that friendship. And it's true and it's sincere too.
Well, and the cool thing is when you get there and there's that many people, I mean, we have over 750 people signed up. And so having, all those people there at once, they think, man, these guys are selling a lot of real estate. So they're great camaraderie as you get there as well.
Yeah. And when you talk about like random events, and we could do a whole different podcast about events, but we've 5K runs where we've given thousands of dollars to charity, and ice skating events, barbecues, and things like that. Just
women's self-defense course.
Oh, it's women's self-defense course. And we got great reviews from our clients. They were so grateful that we put that on for them. And it's just giving back to them. I think part of the secret is you need to give something. It's about value, right? Giving something of value to your client that's sincere and doesn't even need to necessarily be connected to real estate.
So the cool thing about that is we're reaching out with these type of things and asking them to say, hey, please come to this free event. My real estate brokerage is doing this. We're putting this on for you guys for free. How often do we get referrals right from that?
Oh, tons, yeah.
So they want to give back every time. When you give them something of value, they want to give back to us. And it's so cool to have that experience because now we're networking together. We're not just calling to bug you and try to get you to give us business.
Yeah. And so client events being one really critical way to break through what otherwise would be that 3 to 5 deals a year barrier, the client events. What other strategies do you use?
So I think the biggest thing is we've talked about what you do as a new agent getting started is make sure you have someone that can train you. As you get into the brokerage, find out who's doing the training. Most brokerages now are a salaried employee. They're there from 9 to 5. And the broker never steps a foot in the training room. It's usually an hourly employee. So if you can find someone that's doing high volume and doing all the training, that's who you want to learn from. And you want to learn all their skills, tips and tricks to be able to get them right where you want to be. So
along those lines, I had a recruit interview just yesterday, brand new agent, and she came in and she said, I'm asking, what are you looking for in a brokerage? And one of her first things she said is, well, leads. I want leads. And I immediately turned and told her, you don't want leads. You want training.
Right.
She fought me on that. But then I went in a little bit deeper detail and said, for instance, Duane and I both collectively sold over $60 million in real estate volume just last year alone. We're the trainers. We're the ones teaching you exactly how we did it. We closed dozens and dozens of real estate transactions last year. We'll teach you what we know. That is going to be way more precious and valuable to you than any lead we could ever give you.
Well, it's funny because most brokerages sell on leads. Oh, we're going to provide a lead for you. We're going to hand you a live deal. But in the reality, it's about 3% conversion rate on leads. It's horrible.
How hard is it for the brokers to do that? I mean, they're spending a little bit of money and then, hey, here's the leads.
Well, they're not good leads. They're buying Google leads and stuff that people, usually the wrong number, the wrong name, and they're just garbage leads, and you're spending tons of time hoping that you'll catch a fish.
Yeah, and talking about fishing, so are those brokerages really teaching you how to fish on your own?
No. If the leads dry up, you dry up.
Because they realize that once you understand how to get the leads yourself, you're going to leave.
Yeah.
You're going to go somewhere else. You're going to go to a system that doesn't require them.
Correct.
So they want to teach you, sort of have you be beholden to the system that they create. So in choosing a real estate brokerage, find a brokerage that teaches you how to hunt. Teaches you how to create your own business, to be your own boss, and to create your own destiny.
Well, there's lots of different ways to do that. It's all about the training, even from, making calls or learning how to post your successes on social media and give the person of the home you sold or bought credit that lets people know that you're doing real estate so they can trust you. That's where your friends and family come in, is once they see you are doing a ton of real estate and you're better than all the other real estate agents out there, then they'll reach out to you and say, hey, I noticed you're killing it. I want you to represent us, because not only do we trust you as a person, but now we see your business is killing it and you're way good at what you do.
Okay, going back real quick, I've just been thinking about this. Trusting your relative who's brand new in real estate to sell your home. Would you trust someone who's brand new as a hairstylist to cut your hair?
Well,
and that's cutting your hair.
Yeah, that's true. It is a little bit mind-boggling, but hair grows back, so I'd probably trust them with that, but I don't want them doing anything else with me.
Okay, you're going to trust an attorney who's a first time? This is the first case I've ever done.
No.
But don't worry, I got you.
Brain surgery? No.
No.
None of those things.
No. Okay, if someone's selling a hot dog, it's your first time, okay, I'll give you a chance at that, but selling a home.
Right.
Okay, so I got to tell you this other thing. So I spent about $45,000 on my master's degree. I mean, that's a huge decision. I'm thinking about, okay, man, is this even worth it? But what I learned from that, the education, the training, and then the networking too, it ended up paying off big time for me because of how I was able to network into different people that I was able to transact real estate with. But that knowledge and that training was crazy. And so real estate agents, when I tell them that are brand new, that are coming in and interviewing with me, I tell them, you don't want to worry about your split. You want to worry about what training you are actually going to get. This is your time of education. This is your master's degree. This is your choice. This is your chance to get that master's degree that's going to take you to the next level in your life. That training and coach that you're going to get will make all the difference in where you're going to be. Don't worry about the split. Worry about the coach. Worry about the training.
Craig, I think that's a valid point to hit on, because most people are so worried about the money they spend, whether it's splits or on coaching or on any of the avenues, rather than what comes into their pocket. I remember I had a coach when I first started real estate, and she was an ex-attorney, so she was harsh and hard, and I wrote a check every month, and it was amazing how much I grew and learned from what she taught me. It was great money spent, and I think if people will look and find the same opportunities of someone that wants to help them get to the highest level. Now, oftentimes people don't. They don't care. They're just ready to have them in their brokerage, and they'll milk them for what they're worth and be fine to leave. But I think that's something that's really different about you and I and what we do is I'm happy to tell everybody everything I've done verbatim to become successful and able to sell over $30 million a year in real estate, because I want everybody to get there. And I know you're the exact same.
Yeah, well, we've designed our brokerage that we will not succeed unless our agents succeed, and they have to succeed at a high level, just the way we've set it up. We are motivated to make sure they succeed at a high level. We're running out a little bit of time here. We're going to talk about other strategies to break through that 3 to 5 3 to 5 clients per year, 3 to 5 transactions per year. And maybe we need to cover it on a different podcast, but friends and family are going to dry up real fast. You got to approach them in other ways.
Especially in a changing market. And we're hitting that now.
Massively changing market. So maybe we'll hit that in another podcast. But thank you so much for the time listening today. We are grateful for that. The goal of this podcast is to change people's lives. If it's not happening, then we're not going to be happy ourselves here. We want you to feel that this podcast is going to change the way you think and act about real estate and take your business to the next level. And if you're interested in a free webinar and coming in and talking to us live, join our webinar. We do one monthly, and we'd love to see you.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of the places. Come in and follow up on us.